Alright, now we are talking about Mission Impossible 3. And after the last film, which I took a couple days away from that, after the last film, no, this was a much needed change. Gone are the days of trying to make Tom Cruise look like James Bond. No motorcycle, no hair, no sunglasses. Nope. We're going back to sort of the old way of him just being a spy. Very good. They get J.J. Abrams. This is his first. I didn't know this. This is his first big film that he directed. His directorial debut, if you will. I did not know that, but it is. And I think he does a pretty good job. And if you weren't sure that J.J. Abrams was directing it, the Greg Grunberg cameo at the beginning of this film would tell you that. I'm just saying, oh, J.J. Abrams, okay, cool. But yes, what's the story? The story is 6 years after the events of the last film, Ethan Hunt is now somewhat retired. He occasionally trains new agents, and he's called back to action when one of his trainees is kidnapped. And he must rescue her, and then he finds out that there's actually a plot by a villain, played by Philip Seymour Hoffman, who is trying to find something called the Rabbit's Foot and use it for something. And so now Ethan Hunt has to try to stop him. And other stuff happens. Now, first and foremost, right off the bat, I rolled my eyes. While this is a return to form, it makes one of my most hated tropes in movies. And that's when you start with a scene that actually takes place in the middle of the film and then go back several days to before this moment and work your way there. They did it in Don't Breathe. I know it's kind of a TV trope. They do that in TV shows. I'm sure J.J. Abrams did it a lot on Alias. But I don't like it in films. Because the whole time I'm sitting here watching this, like there's a scene where Ethan Hunt turns Philip Seymour Hoffman upside down on a plane and is yelling at him to about something. Like, what's the rabbit's foot or something like that. Or where's the rabbit's foot? Whatever. And he's undoing the seat so he did like he's gonna drop him out of the plane. But we already know from the beginning of this film that he's gonna have Cruise's fiance, later wife, tied up, bound and gagged, and Cruise also, and Ethan also tied up. And it takes place after this, so we know he's not gonna die. I don't like that. I don't, oh, we're working towards this. But we already know that it's gonna be this, that we are going towards this. So any kind of suspense is immediately thrown out the window because we know that nothing really is gonna happen. We know that Ethan Hunt's not going to die before then. We know that Philip Seymour Hoffman's not going to die before then. Although this is Mission Impossible, so it could be a guy in a mask, and we'll get there. They also tried to copy the first one. He gets this little micro dot that Benji, by the way, the best new character in this film, by the way, played by Simon Pegg. We'll get to the team in a minute, but he gets this little micro dot that Benji looks at and actually has a message from a Kerry Russell's character that he rescues at the beginning, and she ends up dead anyway. But she says that Brassel, played by Lawrence Fishburne, Larry Fishburne, who is their boss, the head of IMF right now, is a spy, is a mole within the IMF, working with Philip Seymour Hoffman. And I'm like, where have I heard this before? So we're just doing this again. We're retreading. But then, oh no, we twisted around and there's this guy played by Billy Crudup who was introduced at the beginning of this film. He's the one who brings Cruise back in, or Ethan Hunt back in, and he's played by Billy Crudup. His name is Musgrave. And we're shown throughout the film he's trying to help Hunt. Turns out he's the mole. And he's like, he wanted to, and I guess he was fooling her to thinking it was Brassel. But really, it was him. Okay, that got me. I was like, when they, you hear someone say, I want to talk to him. I'm like, okay, so Brassel's coming in. No, it's Musgrave. And I'm like, Musgrave? Okay, you got me, movie. You got me. I didn't expect that one. It's a bit of a twist, but still, did you need to go that same way? He would have trust issues after the first one. But that's just reminding us of the first one. So it's just like, hey, we did this in the first one. We're doing it again. Psych! No, we're not. Pull the rug out. Just saying. And let's talk about his team, right? Except for Luther Stickle, it seems like Cruise has a different team in each movie. Like in the first film, he had Luther Stickle, and he had, I know I should have it written down here. Here's it. He had Luther Stickle, he had somewhere around here, hold on, I got it written down. It wasn't Casper the Friendly Ghost. Okay. And this isn't the right... But that's what happens when you have 3 notebooks, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, he had Stickle, he had a couple other people. But then they were gone by the second film. I mean, Anthony Hopkins was killed off. And then his other teammates were gone. They're just gone by the second film. And then you had Tandy Newton. You had the Australian guy. They're gone. They offered Tandy Newton to come back. She declined because she wanted to focus on her family. So now we have Maggie Q, Simon Pegg, who has a smaller role in this than he would in the next one, at least, and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. Now, Maggie Q and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers don't come back, because I know in the next one they got Paula Patton and Jeremy Renner replacing them. So why does he... See, it's kind of hard to follow these movies when you change his team each time. If you were coming back and we were having the same team... See, the thing with a TV show is that when it's a TV show, they will switch out every couple seasons or so. You do that in a movie. I know there's big gaps between these movies because it'd be another 5 years before we get another Mission Impossible with Ghost Protocol 2011. I get there's that gap, so some people might not be able to come back. But it's just weird when Luther's the only one that keeps coming back. I mean, he's one of the best things about these movies, but I'm just saying. The team kind of heavy. And I got one more negative before I continue. The Rabbit's Foot. We never find out what the hell it is. Never. He asks Lawrence Fishburne at the end what the rabbit foot is. He goes, I tell you, you stay. Basically telling me, you stay with us. I'll tell you. But he's got to go on his honeymoon, I guess. And then, let's get to this. So, I kind of rolled my eyes at this. So, at the beginning of this film, they do that thing, like I said, and it makes you think they shot his wife. And we see it happen later in the film, and killed her, but no, it's actually Philip Seymour Hoffman's translator. And they've got real wife somewhere else in Shanghai. So now Tom Cruise has to power run a run that would make me go, not even halfway running there. So out of shape. But I'm just saying, the Tom Cruise power run. And you get the first big stunt, really, there's an explosion. He goes up against a car. Yeah, but, yeah, I think Philip Seymour Hoffman is probably the greatest villain. I can't even remember who the villain was in Ghost Protocol. It's some Russian guy. I think it's the guy from John Wick, if I remember correctly. I think it's the Russian guy from John Wick, but I'm not 100% sure. I have to rewatch it again. I'm going to. But, yeah, this movie was... I thought it was pretty good. A return to form. Better than the second one, definitely. A lot of running sequences. Not a lot of real storytelling, though. Visual storytelling more than dialogue-based storytelling, which isn't really a negative, but you need more dialogue to, express what's going on. More just, he's just running around and he's yelling at people. Where's Julia? Where's Julia? Where's Julia? Oh, by the way, we have a cameo from Aaron Paul, by the way. He plays Julia's brother, I guess. But, yeah. And I'm a little bit worried because I know Michelle Monaghan isn't in the fourth one. At least as far as I remember. And I remember something with Jeremy Renner killing Cruz's wife or Hunt's wife. I don't know. I have to rewatch it. But anyway, this is pretty good. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. So what are your thoughts on Mission Impossible 3? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one. I did it wrong. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one. I don't know.